Hi guys, Miss Francis here to finish up our discussion on cell structure and cell organelles. In order for cells to be successful, sometimes they need to communicate with cells that are next to them. Intracellular junctions are regions of contact between the plasma membranes of adjacent cells. And basically, due to these intracellular junctions, cells can adhere, interact, they can communicate through physical contact. Well, how do plants communicate? It's called plasmodesmata, which are channels allowing cytoplasm to pass between the cells. So here, if you look at this picture, here is the plasmodesmata. It's just a channel that allows molecules in cytoplasm to pass through. In animal cells, there are three different types of intercellular links. You have tight junctions, desmosomes, which are sometimes called anchoring or adhering junctions, and gap junctions. Tight junctions are membranes of adjacent cells get fused, which form continuous belts around those cells, which prevents any extracellular fluid leaking out of the cells. Desmosomes fasten together in strong sheets, much like rivets. Desmosomes will be found in organs that need to stretch, like your stomach. And then lastly, gap junctions or communicating junctions, they provide those channels between adjacent animal cells. Salt ions, sugar, amino acids, other small molecules are going to pass through. And in embryos, gap junctions facilitate chemical communication during development. So here's a picture that shows the three different types of junctions found in animal cells. You have your tight junctions, you have your desmosomes, and you have your gap junctions. The last thing I want to discuss is the fact that a cell is kind of like a mini city. All of the parts within the cell act together in order to keep that cell at homeostasis. So while each organelle has its own little function, they have to work together in order for that cell to be successful. So for example, food vacuoles, which get digested when lysosomes fuse to that food vacuole, well, they are a product of the endomembrane system, right? Because the enzymes, the digestive enzymes, the hydrolytic enzymes that will be found in the lysosomes are made in ribosomes that are part of the rough ER. And the food vacuole, and the lysosomes are going to bud off from the Golgi body or Golgi apparatus. Enzymes of the lysosome and proteins of the cytoskeleton are synthesized at the ribosomes, where the information for the synthesis of those ribosomes comes from the DNA, which is all the way in the nucleus, which, by the way, the DNA can't even get out of the nucleus. DNA has to send its message in messenger RNA. All of these processes, any metabolic process, requires ATP. Where do we get that ATP from? Cellular respiration. Where is cellular respiration done? In the mitochondria. So while all of these organelles have individual functions, they also need to work together in order for that cell to maintain its metabolic functions, in order for that cell to live, to be successful. So that ends our discussion on cells, and our next unit will take a deeper look at the cell membrane.